Today, we are going to start the chapter Intelligence and Ability. This chapter, Intelligence and Ability, can be divided into two sections. So, there are two broad sections which we can divide this chapter into. Section 1 would be talking about intelligence, meaning of intelligence, definition of intelligence, theories of intelligence, and measurement of intelligence. Section 2 would be about aptitude, achievement, interest, meaning of these terms, and measurement of aptitude or aptitude assessment. So these are the two broad sections in which this chapter is divided. Let us look at the detailed analysis of section 1. What all are we going to learn in section 1? So section 1 comprises of definition or meaning of intelligence as given by David Wechsler. Then we'll understand the theories of intelligence in section 1. We'll understand theories of intelligence by Charles Spearman, Louis Thurston, Raymond Cattell, J.P. Guilford, Robert Sternberg, and Howard Gardner. In addition to these theories, we'll also learn about intelligence tests, few of which will be based on these theories of intelligence, which we'll understand one by one. Okay, section 2, we are going to understand about aptitude, achievement, interest, meaning of these terms, and differences between these two terms. We'll also understand how aptitude, achievement, interest are different from intelligence. Okay, so we have to understand the meaning of these terms, and we'll also learn about aptitude assessment, few tests of aptitude assessment or aptitude measurement. Now, before we go on to the theories of intelligence or testing of intelligence, let us understand that these terms which we have just read a little while back, intelligence, aptitude, achievement, interest, these are all characteristics. These are all variables. I have added to this list personality as well. All these variables which you can see in your visual in front of you are attributes or qualities of human beings which differentiate individuals from each other. Why am I different from any other person on this earth is because the amount of intelligence, my aptitude, my achievement, my interest, and my personality, they all make me a unique person. They all make me a different person from any other person in the world. So we all are combinations of these attributes, and we all are a unique combination of these different attributes. That is why we all are different from each other. We may have similar intelligence levels, but then our aptitude or our personality might make us different. For example, if we take two people who are of a similar personality, but they might differ on other variables such as intelligence, aptitude, achievement. Two people might have similar interests or maybe same interests, but their intelligence, aptitude, or personality, any one of these may differ. So these are the attributes which make us what we are. Our psychological makeup, our psychological composition is made up of all these different attributes. We all have different amounts and different kinds of these attributes which make us unique individuals, different from any other person in the world. It's very important for you people to understand at this stage that these are the attributes or these are the variables which amount for individual differences. By individual differences, we mean that individuals differ from each other on the basis of these 5 attributes or characteristics. So let us start with section 1 today. We'll be learning about definition of intelligence as given by David Wechsler. We'll be doing theories of intelligence by Charles Spearman and Louis Thurston. These are the 3 things which we are going to cover in this lesson today. Okay, so coming to what is intelligence, David Wechsler, a psychologist, explains intelligence as the global and aggregate capacity of an individual to think rationally, act purposefully, and deal effectively with his or her environment. So we'll understand this definition by breaking it into parts. There are 4 major parts in this definition. 1. Global and aggregate capacity. Intelligence is the global and aggregate capacity, which means that intelligence is understood as a person's total mental capacity or aggregate or general capacity to think rationally. The second part is to think rationally, to be able to reason out things, to be able to apply logic. The third part is to act purposefully, which means that intelligence leads us to actions which are goal directed, which are purposeful. The fourth component is that it helps us deal effectively with environment. So intelligence is that capacity within the individual which helps the individual to adapt to his or her environment in effective ways. So looking at all the four parts together, intelligence is that holistic capacity or total capacity or aggregate capacity which helps the individual to think rationally, to apply logic, to act purposefully, to have a goal, a direction, a purpose in his or her actions, and enable the individual to behave in ways which are effective in terms of handling the environment or dealing with the environment. So, this is the concept of intelligence, the definition of intelligence or the meaning of intelligence as given by David Wechsler. If you are asked in your examination what is the definition of intelligence, you have to give this very definition of intelligence. Okay, so let's start with the Charles Spearman's two-factor theory. Now, first of all, let us understand what is factor. A factor is a group of abilities or behaviors or traits which are related to each other. So, all the abilities or traits or behaviors which are related to each other may be clubbed together and can be given a name which is a factor. Factor analysis is a technique, it's a statistical technique which is used to identify factors or identify those characteristics which are related to each other. Now, when they are clubbed together they are called as a factor. So, a factor is a term which comprises of multiple variables such as traits, behaviors, or abilities which are related to each other, which have something in common. So, using factor analysis, the statistical technique called factor analysis, which helps us identify factors comprising of related abilities or traits or behaviors, Charles Spearman came up with a two-factor theory which understands intelligence in terms of two factors. One is the general factor or the G factor, and the other is the specific factors or S factors. General factor or G factor includes mental operations which are primary and common to all performances. So, there are certain mental operations which are required by you to perform all kinds of performances. To give you an example, there is one kind of performance which you give in your academic tests. There is another kind of performance which you give on stage when there is a cultural activity. So these are two very different kinds of performances. But both these performances need certain operations, mental operations, which are common. The common or primary operations, mental operations, which are needed to perform various kinds of activities are referred to as the general factor. Now, according to Spearman, intelligence consists of two factors. One is this general factor which we have understood, and then in addition to the general factor, there are certain specific factors which are specific to the activities that we take up. These specific factors include specific abilities which are required by people to perform specific activities. For example, you have scientists, you have architects, you have engineers, you have dancers, you have singers, painters. So each of these activities requires certain abilities, certain mental operations which are specific to each of these activities. These specific abilities or specific mental operations which are required to perform a certain activity or perform in a certain domain are referred to as specific factors. So these specific factors are comprised of specific abilities which are required for specific domains. So these are specific to each domain that we take up. General factor is the primary mental operations, common mental operations which are required to perform activities of any domain. A singer, a doctor, an architect, a dancer, they are performing in different domains. They all require a G factor, which refers to common primary mental operations which are required to perform activities of all these domains. Apart from the G factor, they also require specific factors which are specific to each of these domains. So, a doctor requires certain specific abilities to be able to perform well as a doctor. A dancer requires a different set of specific factors which are required to perform as a dancer. So, this is what is the concept of general factor and specific factor according to Charles Spearman. Charles Spearman believes that intelligence is composed of general factor, which is common to all the activities, and specific factors, which are specific to different activities or different domains. Okay, coming to the theory of primary mental abilities or group factor theory given by L.L. Thurstone. So, L.L. Thurstone has given another theory of intelligence which talks about intelligence in a different light. Thurstone did not believe in the idea of general ability or G factor. We have just now understood Spearman's theory of intelligence where he talks about the G factor. Thurstone just rejected the idea of general factor. He came up with 7 primary abilities. So, according to him, intelligence is composed of 7 primary abilities or 7 group factors which are relatively independent of each other. So, these abilities are independent of each other, they are not related to each other. These 7 primary abilities are 1. Verbal factor, which is concerned with comprehension of verbal relations, words, and ideas. The second factor is spatial factor, which involves any task in which the subject manipulates an object imaginatively in space. So, spatial factor is that intelligence which involves manipulation of objects in space, in imagination, in your imagination, not in concrete terms. The objects are not concrete in your hands, you are manipulating the objects in your imagination. The third factor is numerical factor, which is the ability to do numerical calculations rapidly and accurately. Fourth, memory factor, which involves the ability to memorize quickly. Word fluency factor involves the capacity of a person to think of isolated words at a rapid rate. Inductive reasoning factor is the ability to draw inferences or conclusions on the basis of specific instances. One who is high on inductive reasoning is able to come up with conclusions or inferences very quickly on the basis of specific instances. Seventh, deductive reasoning, which is the ability to make use of generalized results. So, deductive reasoning is the application of generalizations on specific instances. 8. Perceptual factor, which is ability to perceive objects accurately. Problem solving ability factor is the 9th factor, which is the ability to solve problems with independent efforts. So, these are the 9 factors or 9 primary abilities which are proposed by L.L. Thurstone in his theory, which is called the group factor theory. He does not believe in the idea of general ability or general factor. Rather, he proposes intelligence as composed of 7 primary abilities or 7 factors, which we have just now understood.